Then these are here what some farmers are practicing. That most of us, we don't look at the conceptual. Like I said, a lot of farmers are having cluster farm, and this is what a lot of farmers are practicing, especially in the southwest and even the north. East is better. Operational and structural, what they're after. Most farmers, the structural biosecurity and operational biosecurity. That's what most farmers here are doing. And if you let's look at the structural biosecurity, if you look at the structural biosecurity, it's a capital investment, but it will help you to prevent disease spread. And what are the structural biosecurity? One, fencing of farm perimeter to prevent unwanted visitor. You need to fence your farm. If you don't use a wall, you can use wire, or you can use some tree to playground. If you go to Ajala, there's a place they don't even use a fence. They use tree, some special tree to plant around. You can use that one. Or facility for safe scientific disposal of dead birds. How do you dispose your dead birds on the farm? You are construction. And safe housing with suitable wild birds and rodent proofing. Safe house. Most of the house in Nigeria, they are not even safe. We'll come to that. And suitable location for storage of bag feed. Maybe you talk on that one, how AI transmitting use of bag. And you can see suitable location for storage of bag feed. Your feed, how did you bag your feed? So people go some farm, the feed are even on the floor. You see rats are coming to play with the coming to eat a feed. So you must put your feed on pallet and should not lean on the wall. It can even develop mold and before it affect your bird. Farm comprised of office, storage, and change room shower. Do you have a change room? You can start to construct it anyway. I'm not saying you go and build a big shower, but if you have 2,000 birds, you can even construct a local whereby they can change clothes. The contamination of area for vehicle and food wear. These are what you must have in. Look at some farms. These are what called social biosecurity. This is a farm in Abuja. The moment I saw this farm, I started crying. That look at, there's no way this farm can succeed. Well, I don't know whether the owner is even looking at this for Abuja, but I can tell you, as a poultry veterinarian, the farmer cannot make money here. Look at social biosecurity. Look at social. So here, there will be problem of disease. Even CRB, they cannot run away from it. This is how a farm supposed to be. This is our farm. You can see the distance layout very well. This is our Lasana farm, which is subsidiary of Adamo Nigeria Limited. You can see the layout, the distance in between the farm is 30 meters. Very wide. There'll be free flow of air and reduce infection. But look at here, very close. The disease problem here. Look at a farm in Kaduna. I visited a farm in Kaduna. These are two farms sharing same fence. In fact, when I went to Kaduna, one of my videos says that one of his client is having mortality. As I entered this farm in Kaduna around Airport Road, I told the doctor that, see, this farm, it can even mess you as a vet doctor. So we have to be very careful in such farm. No, we're there to assist, but the structure, everything is not good. This is a different farm. This is a different farm. The birds here, they are about 8 weeks, and they've been dying from day one up to 8 weeks. So when I just came and look at it, structural biosecurity, conceptual, zero. The farms are supposed to be close to this one. Structurally, zero. Operationally, zero. Because these birds are 8 weeks, you can see the cattle of the old chicks start literally about. At least the moment you unbox your chicks, burn the cottons. But some people will still keeping it. If there's infection from the hatchery, it will keep on accumulating on the farm. This is a farm. This is what we call a destruction biosecurity. And if you look at, like I said before, a farm like this will be having the issue of CRD. And if you look at, this is very common to all farmers. CRD is very common. I don't want to pick this. Let us see it, because I give an example how it transmits. On cotton spend 4 days, on here 3 days. We have respiratory disease, we have chronic respiratory disease, we have complex chronic respiratory disease. Once you have CRD, you are using tallow dogs. Look at your structure. Because from our analysis is that the predisposing factor for mycoplasma is bad ventilation. That's the predisposing factor. So once you have CRD, you see that you may likely have bad ventilation, and that will result to CRD. On our farm is more than 20 years. We never for one day had issue of mycoplasma on our farm because the farm lay out very well. But that's why, so please, farmer, look at social biosecurity. Then we now look at operational biosecurity. This operational biosecurity, it relates with day-to-day activities on the farm. It includes routine disinfection, control visitors, source of stock. Before you take your day old chicks, even point of lay, you must get an information what's happening on the farm so that you cannot bring a disease to your farm. Then development of operational manual. Some people, you must have a manual for routine procedure on the farm. Proper vaccination. Ask for a vet doctor to come and do proper vaccination based on your farm. Don't do copy. Is different from other farm. Adoption of specific procedure on interim farms, or farm manager, supervisors, authorized visitors, employees, or the exit. There should be an operational procedure for that one. But a lot of our they make like that. So farmers should think twice on that one. The operational biosecurity from our own study at Adamo is the weakest form of defense against before the security and the operational security of the cobweb. And these are young pullets. There's some people who think at the mean. Some people are talking at the background, sir. Tell them to meet themselves, sir. Some people are interrupting. Hello, sir. Some people are interrupting the presentation. Can't you leave me today? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Look at your farm. Look at cobweb. Once you go to your farm, this cobweb cannot form in less than 2 weeks. So that means for more than 3 weeks now, they have not cleared anything. And this cobweb is a source of E. coli, is a reservoir for E. coli and mycoplasma. So anytime you go to your farm and you see that there is cobweb, that farm is a failed farm. So make sure no cobweb. One. This is a farm also, it's a very big farm. I'm going to give you an example on the field. A very big farm. I went there to work for them. Look at sick birds. They just put them on floor. These are sick birds they isolate and put them on floor. Like I said before, operational biosecurity is the weakest form of defense against disease prevention in Nigeria. These birds are sick birds. Each of these dropping, people are calling that have lab. If he can tell us that if you take this sample now, you see millions of E. coli there, or salmonella, million. They are just sitting around, and the attendants are moving, coming around, much on them into the pen. Then you keep on circulating the disease within the pen, and you are treating also. So the moment I get that farm, I say no. Even the drug we are using, it will not work with this biosecurity. It will not work. I have to stop they have to stop the biosecurity. So each pen supposed to have isolation pen. You're supposed to isolate them so that the disease can be far away from the pen and treat them, give them special attention. But in this case now, they just remove the sick birds because they cannot stand and put them on the floor. No feed, no water. So the more they don't have feed and they don't have water, the immune system will compromise, and the more the birds will now come down with this again. So these are problems we are facing all over. These other farm also. I think this was in Akwa Ibom, a big farm in Akwa Ibom. They called me as I went there. It's a broiler farm over 80,000. You see the cattle. Even this cattle has been there for all the cattle just scatter in the premises. So if there's infection from the hatchery, you find that the ones will just stay there. I just want to give you an example so that for us understand. This is one of the biggest over 300,000 layer in Southwest. There's no lab that we go to. They be treating E. coli, salmonella. They be using our product, but they just keep on buying our product. And I say something is wrong. When I visited the farm and I go around the farm, I discover this is 6 years cages, 6 years with A type. You can see the litters are not scraping very well. Each of the cell of the bird, you can see these litters. But the attendants, they don't even see it. And they just keep on using antibiotics. The moment I visit the farm, I went around, took my time. I saw all these things. We now start cleaning it. See that we're cleaning it. After 6 days, the mortality stopped. So these are operational biosecurity that people should be doing on the farm every day. This is one of my friends we are discussing some months back. She's also on the line from South Africa, Dr. Marian. She's even on the, I saw her, she came from South Africa. She's a poultry veterinarian. And she went to Uganda and she shared with me some picture we are discussing. So this is a farm in Uganda, poultry farm in Uganda. Look at the office, the entry point. Very clean booth. Everything super clean. But look at the pen inside. Look at the pen. Very dirty. Because she was invited there. The birds are dying. It's a very big farm. The birds are dying. But look at outside, very clean. But look at inside. This is what we call operational biosecurity. Is the weakest form in poultry business. So these farms, there are some farms like that. If you go, even Nigeria, I can attest that. I told her that even there are some farms, big farms, you go to, you see from the office very clean, but either the farm, some of them are like that. It's made with ties, but what side is just also the farm. So you can say it's more than a practice. Let me repeat, biosecurity is an attitude. It is an attitude, more practice. Biosecurity. The link must be good in condition. Even if one link is broken, the chain wouldn't work. Biosecurity in poultry business is like a chain. You know a chain in the bicycle or in motorcycle. Even though you have new chain all over, and one of the chain is bad or it's not good, you can say it's making it will not move very well. So the same thing in poultry business. Your biosecurity is supposed to be strong all over. If there's a weak link, disease will just enter your farm. So likewise, if biosecurity measures are implemented only in certain areas of poultry farm and neglected others, it will not be effective. And now we're having a problem. That's why the farmers are using drug. Some people that say they're doing biosecurity, but they're not doing it. There is a lot of weak links in some of the farms. So biosecurity is based on two fundamental principles. One, bio-exclusion. That's preventing the introduction of disease agent into your farm. As a farmer, you sit down and see how you can prevent the introduction of disease onto your farm, and then you now implement bio-confinement, that's preventing the spread of disease on the farm. Let's assume that you have a disease in one pen. How will you prevent the disease to move to the other pen so that we will not spend money and drop in production? These are the things that you should work on it on the farm. And this biosecurity concept I talk about here is that, the principle is that we should now look at the topic critically as a farmer today. It should not just end for AI. But it's not just for AI and end. Now, because there's AI, you see farmers will start using the now recent, you see this better is moving. A lot of things are moving. But by the time bird flu just subsided now, everybody go back to its normal. So that's why I put here, biosecurity is not just for AI and end. It's for all the diseases, even cholera, coryza, mycoplasma, like I mentioned before. So it's not only for AI. And biosecurity must be reasonable and practical. One biosecurity program does not fit all farms. It will be specific to the farm. Don't look at other people, don't have vaccination. So it's either between black versus white versus gray. So the goal is to reduce the gray areas of the farm plan. So what are the gray areas of your farm plan? That's what you should be looking at. No such thing are perfect biosecurity. Nothing are perfect in biosecurity. But there's nothing such like perfect biosecurity on poultry operation. But you should look at the gray area on your farm and see how you can work on it. That's my message on that. And let us understand all of this concept. Like I said, biosecurity is an attitude. It's not like practice. So biosecurity is attitude and frame mind is in the frame of mind. It is a common sense that every farmer must buy into it. You must develop a working relationship with all your staff. There should be communication. The owner, the manager, the supervisors, the attendants, the scriptmen, or even those that are coming to buy your own layer or coming to buy litters on your farm, there should be a good communication. Even those that are coming to buy crates, buy eggs, the middlemen that are coming to buy, there should be a communication and understanding between all of you, so let them know the implication. Because some of them they are reservoir, they are carrier of disease. There's accountability, even the owners, farm employees, and government that are coming to your farm. Because sometimes we discover that the major problem in biosecurity, most of the farm are the farm owner and the manager. They don't want to obey instruction because of the owner. So please, accountability it is everyone's responsibility on biosecurity. Don't say because you are the owner of the farm, you say, okay, nobody can, you come to your farm, you have to stop and let them spray your farm very well, put your leg in the foot deep, even with your visitors. Because there's a farm I go to, the owner will not even allow them. They say, no, go, 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 go. So this is why I put like this accountability for every one of us. Then there should be a written farm plan. Written farm plans, not there should be documentation, protocol, and complete directive of all building equipment, even a hatchery, if there is not a hatchery, chicks or place or delivery van, feeding meal. There should be a detailed protocol that you should write on your farm. Write it down. Documentation is very important. Biosecurity plan is a living document. A lot of farms, they don't have a plan, I can tell you. 80% of farmers that are listening to me now, they don't have biosecurity plan documentation. So you need to have it, written it down, and keep it and follow it. Don't resist change, embrace it. Don't say, oh, I've been in the business for long. I cannot have this one. No, there should be a biosecurity plan. And that plan is a living document. Please, my dear farmer, don't resist the change, embrace it. Draw a written plan for self-quarantine for the farm, in case there is outbreak, or for management associated causes for problem, or for disease associated causes for the problem. That you have to write it down. And these are the steps of plan that we advise farmer to do. One, complete biosecurity checklist to identify your current biosecurity practice. Now, we have our own plan, we have our own document that we are following on our farm. But these are the areas that we want farmers to follow, that everything biosecurity plan. Complete the biosecurity checklist. Look, after this seminar now, go to your farm. What are your biosecurity checklists? Identify your current biosecurity practice and write it down. Then assessment. Either you are selling or third party. I will always advise farmers for third party. Anytime I want to write my script plan, I use call somebody from outside because you will see better than myself because I'm always there. I may not see some things. So always look for third party. We have many doctors in Ibadan or professionals. Call them. Let them come and write it for you. Identify your biosecurity gap. Prioritize gap based on your risk. Prioritize a gap based on your risk. There are some farmers, you look at maybe how close are you to one farm? Is there a bomboro outbreak here? These are areas that you look at it so that you cannot prioritize your gap based on your risk. Develop an action plan to address the gap. Set timeline, please. Write down clear biosecurity protocols and then review annually. Review your biosecurity annually or every 6 months, it depends. It's not static because they living document. So keep on reviewing. And before you know it, the use of antibiotic will go down. And let me say it, there is some farm now, more than this year, that they use bad drug from us a lot. But we're not happy that, we are selling drugs, but we are not happy. When I say that they buy drug, we visit them. What's the problem? We now look at the biosecurity plan, we now implement it, train the staff, and I can tell you some of them, for more than 4 farmers, they use antibiotics again. Just simple as that. So I want all farmers to look at how to develop a biosecurity plan. Assessment, either you are self or third party. This area is very, very good. This is very, very important. Please. Biosecurity plan is an essential part of maintaining your flock health as well as the profitability of your operation. An overall biosecurity plan for your farm is essential. Even if you practice some biosecurity measure now, this plan is needed to make your farm as safe from disease as possible. Even though you are doing biosecurity, do you have a plan? Please, if you don't have it, follow this guideline. Call somebody today, go and review it, and document it, and keep it for the farm. And for the purpose of the plan, there's what we call NPIP, National Poultry Improvement Plan. poultry all over the world, all the developed countries, they keep this. I know Nigeria, we're not into that, but maybe with time, we may be part of it. Or Nigeria can also develop their own plan. So not the only one person. I challenge the national president with the pan or your chairman. We can come up with this type of, like this national poultry improvement plan. We can come up with a basic plan that at least before a farmer can set up, he can follow that plan. Even though the poultry is not regulated, but let us just have the document and give to farmers so that they cannot follow the protocol. And we are ready to that. Adamo with other senior people, we are open to that. We can give you the plan if you want. So let's look at the NPIP, that's the National Poultry Improvement Plan, that's practiced all over the world. And because of our time, there's more than 45 plans, but I just picked 10 because of the time they gave me. And number one is that you must have, in that the policy, somebody must be in charge of biosecurity on your farm. Just like you have a farm manager, you have supervisor, you have field manager, you must have somebody on your farm as biosecurity officer. That's number one. So after you have developed a repeat plan, you now give him that document so that he will not implement, because it's a major thing in Nigeria. Though you can do other work, but make sure you have a biosecurity officer, person that is in charge of a biosecurity on your farm. Any farm that have 2,000 and above must have a biosecurity officer. If you don't have it, better maintain it, better you quickly implement it. Maybe somebody within the farm that you know that is very good, you cannot employ him as a biosecurity officer. That's number one. Second, parameter buffer. Biosecurity plan shall include a parameter buffer. Interest clearly identified with gate. Parameter clearly identified fence or barbed wire. What is on the farm or off the farm? It have this one. You in that plan before every farmer must have it. And you can see this gate, no visitor. Please respect biosecurity. If you don't have a fence, you can see this barbed wire here, so you can use it. Not necessarily a fence if you don't have money, but your farm must be fenced. Third, okay, look at what they look at. Minimal risk. You look at your farm, they go to your farm and look at it. And even myself, I go to your farm, I use this one to judge the farm. They what called minimal biosecurity risk, medium biosecurity risk, high biosecurity risk. Proximity of poultry to public road, it should be greater than 100 yards. Minimum 50 to 100 yards. High biosecurity risk, less than 50. So if your farm is less than 50, the major road is high risk. If it is 50 to 100, medium, but if greater than 100, it's minimal biosecurity risk. I will not go then proximity near poultry backyard farm. Is your farm close backyard farm? You ask yourself. You ask that yourself. So all these things, we shall look at it. I don't have to, I will not go around. Then parameter fencing, is it complete perimeter fence, presence, driveway is gated or always locked or gated? That means minimal risk. But if you have perimeter fencing, gate present, but not always locked or guarded or fence, not complete, that means there's a problem. There is no perimeter fencing or gate, it's high risk. Biosecurity signage, multiple signage, there should be a sign, even inside the pen, from road, posted at all possible points of entry, just like this one. Just like this one. You have to put it. If you car park, let the person park they should not drive to your farm. Car park as owner, you put it like this. This is what we want all farmers to do on their farm. Then personnel, your staff, minimum, this I put minimum here. Employers change it to designated clothing, footwear, a hairnet. Let a farmer, this hairnet is important. If the farm is big, I would advise you have hairnet because I've told you mycoplasma can stay in the hair for 4 days. So you can see I visit some big farms. I've changed my clothes. This is me. You can see the hairnet here. Even though that time I visited, there was no corona, but because I'm a trainer on the farm, they have to put nose masks. Even though the time I visited this farm, there was no corona then. But yet, because I'm a visitor, I was forced to put face mask. You can see the boot clean. This is another place. This is what we want farmers to do. you must get hairnet for your farm. If the farm is big, shower and change into clean clothes before arriving to the farm. The clothes you have, you change it. If possible, have a shower. I've told you Mycoplasma can stay in a coating for 4 days. That's just one bacteria I just picked. Employees shall not come in contact with other poultry or poultry premises. Compare with protocol. So all your staff shall not in contact with that poultry from outside. So if your attendant, while is leaving, there's local fowl there, that way all our attendants will make sure that while they are staying, there's no local fowl. These are areas that you have to look at it. If there's local fowl in that area or dog, then your farm is even at risk. Your farm is even at risk. So such attendant, if he's coming for his house, he must change his clothes and possibly take showers. You can consider why we can take shower. At the end of the day, the money you spend on drugs, it will be better for you. You save it. Save it. Spend that money on biosecurity. Provision of slippers at main gate. All farm must have a rag to keep slippers like this. Where you put them so that anybody that comes must put his own and put your own slippers, not the shoe that is brought from outside. You can see from here, and a story has been carried out. You can tell because somebody put his shoe and put his leg in disinfectant, I can tell you it will not work. So that it will not work. And there's what we call contact time. Most farms, I can tell you 80% of farmers and even the attendants, you see food deep, they don't put the leg and enter. It's very wrong. They want to call contact time. At least if you enter a pen, you put your leg, stay there for more than 3 to 5 minutes. The reason is that so that the disinfectant can enter those particles that the shoes carry. And these are examples you can see from here. People like Kolowole can talk on that, can even share like this is one farm, in the same farm. See this shoe, when they now culture it, look at the bacteria here. Plenty. This one less, but this one none. The same thing, this other shoe, they are moving with this one. See this one is dirty, plenty of bacteria. This one less, none. So if a farm you have a attendant, and because he has well, and he just put his leg in disinfectant in that farm, you think that he has done well, he has done anything. That's why we advise that if you are moving from one pit to another, when you enter the disinfectant pit, stay there for at least 3 to 4 minutes for contact time, so that even this particle can be sucked and keep the bacteria there. But I can tell you, most farms, they don't do that one, and they think that they are doing biosecurity. And that was that is the weakest form in Nigeria farming. You can see this one, you stay here, this person, you can see us here. This, we now try to advise farmers, instead for you to make food bed, there is some special, those very rare people brought it from abroad, few people brought it from abroad. It's a hard plastic that you put the filter inside and stay inside, so that when there is even rain, you can even carry inside. Because there are some disinfectants, they are outside. When they are rain, you keep on changing. So this is the purpose of this one. And I will advise for farmers to keep this. Personal poultry industry. All employees, farm, those that are working on the farm, in the office, like generator, maintenance, like electrician, the feeding mill, either in the hatchery or management, and the owners, even the owner put in capital letter, must have film on the side of what biosecurity is. And that's why I advise that each farm must have a biosecurity officer to look at this one. That is his own job. Because if you don't have somebody in charge, they'll be weak link. The flock head and job security need to know what to do when they come in contact with other feeders or other birds. So this, you don't have a biosecurity officer, that one cannot work. Even the outside crews, the temporary workers, the catchers, that people come and catch, maybe they are coming to catch the point of lay, the vaccination, the big treatment, is a major biosecurity risk. So they must wear protective clothes. You must have clothes to give them. Hand sanitizer must be provided. Crew vehicle must be clean before they enter. Especially those that are coming to buy all layers, like now, it must be clean. And if possible, what we advise also that don't allow those vehicles to enter your farm. Those are coming to buy all layers, because these are farms that are moving from one farm to another. And now that it's best to you, and people are rushing to sell their old layers, to sell their birds when they start dying. And maybe you have oil that you are selling on your farm, and they built a farm that had AI. That means they have brought the AI to your farm. Not only AI, even some bacterial infection and virus. So what we also advise for farm is that don't allow the truck, please, don't allow the truck of those old layer to enter your farm. You must have a selling point. Each farm must have a selling point. Outside, you can now make a fence, but they should not enter your main gate. Then if your farm is about 10 or 20,000, you must have the utility to transport the old layer from your farm to them, not that they will enter close to the pen. But most farms, you see that they will even drive close to the pen and be selling old layer. Please, you have breached the biosecurity protocol. Wild birds, rodents, and insects. Control measure in place to protect farm from wild birds, diseases, and feather, even rodents.
Dr. Agati, I sent you a message, sir.
Okay, I'll soon finish. Now I'm rushing. I'll soon finish. You can see these birds these are farmed in Abuja because there is water around. That's why they are coming here and the litters. So make sure that there's no water or litter around your pen, please. Rats also, rat, they eat 9 to 800 feet per year. So rodents are essential for 2 to 3 months. So a single pair can produce 15 rats in 1 year. So apart from eating 9 to 18 grams of feed per year, they also transmit E. coli, coryza, Pasteurella, mycoplasma. So make sure that you put a control on that. Even equipment that coming to your farm, make sure you disinfect it very well. And these are some farms you can see shower, where bats can vehicle can come in and shower it. This one also for workers that's the same farm in water, the same staff that are coming in, they will stay here, shower them enter. This one don't use antibiotic at all. So if you see what you are spending on antibiotic, can also consider this one. And your bird will perform very well. These other farm in water, if you don't do like this one, you can do simple like this one. This for vehicle, these are for staff. But like I say like a review now, like this one, I advise them to put a dip so that when they enter here, they can put the dip, the leg here with disinfectant. This, if you don't have, you have a car, you have a hand something to use pressure for the tire. But napkin spray cannot work. Napkin spray cannot work. So let's forget about that one. Dead bird should properly dispose because so I cannot cause harm, cannot transmit disease of farm. Look at some poultry farm, they got jump disease, dead birds near the pen. And this is how we want, this was a scientific disposal. This is a farm in most farms have this one. This is a marina farm in Kaduna. This all dead birds they could put here. This is narrator. They cannot have disease in the place. But some people don't dump disease anyhow. Manure is make sure that don't allow litter close to your pen. I can tell you automatically that a lot of farmers are giving Nasota every 4 weeks or 6 weeks. It's because of litters. If you drop your litter far away from a pen, I can tell you Newcastle will even drop on its own. So make sure you dispose your pen far away. And don't use the manure for your farm to farm around the pen. This farm now is a cheaper. They are having E. coli problem. They have been using our drug. I'm not going for exactly. But later I visit the farm. I discovered that they are using litter of the pen to fertilize the crop around. I have to stop it because the litter you are using is infected and it also go back to the borehole. So we have to stop that one. And different birds, all out, different farmers are having different set of birds. Before you know it, there's biosecurity protocol breach. Water, this is the last slide. Water is key in our biosecurity. I can tell you also that most of diseases, like I said before, is from water. Water shall come from soils that have been treated very well, eliminate potential contamination with disease agents. So your water should be clean to the birds. These are farms, you can see open drinker like this. They have an issue because the place is open, but they can easily enter it. These are farms, you can see biofilm. These are biofilm. These are the big farms that they are having mortality. But when we enter there, we now discover that it's the biofilm. We use that drug care, mortality stop. So the water you give to your birds, see most of the water line is like this. Look at the water, but you will not see the clean water will come out. But look at the way the water is. Will you drink this one? So as a farmer, it's like you are going to hospital and the doctor is giving medicine with this syringe. So always make sure that your water line is always clean. And advise farmer, please, anytime you are doing medication, whether vitamin, whether antibiotic, make sure after treatment, 55 days, clean the water line with hydrocare. Clean the water line with
Maureen,
hydrocare.
does someone want to say?
Clean
Please,
the water
let's
line. Because most of the antibiotic medication, they are sugar based. And if they stay in the pipeline, bacteria like sugar and it multiplies, no problem will arise. So anytime you are treating your farm, make sure you clean water with hydrogen. If not, when there's biofilm there, it change the taste of the water and smell, decrease water flow, and also block the nipples, and reduce efficacy of the antibiotics and vaccine. So please save your farm and always, and you can use hydrocare and intracoastal intermittently to treat all those ones. Then staff training. You have to train your staff also on biosecurity. Yeah, once you have biosecurity officer, get someone come and train them on biosecurity. This is a big farm. You can see here now. I want this farm. This is a big farm to visit the farm. This is a hairnet, but you can see that only one person put the hairnet. There is time people go weekly, and it's a big farm. It's only one person put the hairnet. All of them wear shoe. Only this one is not wear shoe. This one is called weekend sleep operation. So if you have a biosecurity officer in charge, he will impose it on them. So always staff training, because poultry workers are definitely a farm greatest asset. It does not mean any difference whether the farm is broiler or meat. A poultry farm is only as good as the workers it keeps. So always train your staff. Every 3 months on biosecurity, please. Plate replacement. Number 3, the last one. Plate replacement. If you are buying pullet, you have to, when you are buying day-old chicks, know the source of the hatchery. If you are buying point of play, know the source so that you will not bring organism to your farm. These are sources of infection also. So we have to stop it, please. When you implement biosecurity, what we have discovered in Adamo, in a laying flock with good biosecurity measure, there is no need of antibiotic, even for 7 months. Quote me. Quote Dr. Waget, in a laying flock with good biosecurity measure, there is no need of antibiotic for 7 months for good laying performance and better air quality. In laying flock with poor biosecurity measure, we discovered that there should always demand for antibiotics for good laying performance and air quality. So some of the farmers, they be in poor biosecurity, they be using antibiotics for the bird to perform. Then we also discovered that in Adamo, most laying flock with poor biosecurity measure are affected with disease incidents as soon after live vaccination. Any farm that have power biosecurity, we discover that the moment you give live vaccine, there will be problem. Almost laying flock with power biosecurity first drop in production after live vaccination. So if you are giving vaccine and there is drop in production after the vaccine, that means you have poor biosecurity measure on your farm. So these are this card that we also we can use for display on the farm. So what are the benefits of biosecurity for a farmer? Help keep disease out, reduce the risk, limit the spread of disease, improve overall health of the flock, reduce mortality losses, improve profitability on your farm. My dear farmer, maximum freedom from disease equals to maximum profit. So if you are free from disease, you are making profit. So my dear farmer, biosecurity is in our hand. Biosecurity is in our hand. Protect your flock now and smart the bank. Thank you all. Yours sincerely, Dr. Wageti, the marketing manager for Adamo Nigeria Limited. And these are my numbers: 08023145336, 08068934724. They are all WhatsApp numbers. So thank you for giving Oyo for giving me the opportunity to share my little knowledge with the farmer. Though I rush it because of time. So I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you. So we will just quickly take Jubaili now. And then after that, our sponsors, we appreciate all of you. We will acknowledge all of you now. We in this next stream, AMO being Nigeria Limited, sponsored of CHI Farms, Tonerite Limited, Apple and Pears, we appreciate your support, and we will bring you on one after the other. But given that we have a spillover, let's start with Jubaili.
How you not there?
I did, my friends.
What did they do you? Why you come so sad like this?
I don't tire. My best don't die finish. I don't even understand them anymore.
Na brother or na layer?
Now everything I dey do, I dey into broiler production, layers, everything I dey do. All my best just dey die every day.
Where you dey get your input?
I dey buy them from all around source. Anybody will come my side say product dey wey I fit buy, and I go buy am, I go try am, and the thing no go work. I don't start.
Have you ever heard about Jubaili Agrotech?
Who be Jubaili?
Oh, you are missing. Jubaili Agrotech is an importer of quality and affordable inputs for poultry, for large animals, and for feed millers as well.
Really? Tell me what my friend abeg.
Good. For Jubaili Agrotech, their food additives, they get amino acids, which means lysine, methionine, threonine, valine, tryptophan. And the good thing be say they are toxin binder. Why I can't call them the best? It gets probiotics there inside.
I never know all this one, all this while.
So all the time wey farmer go dey buy probiotics separately, they don't need to buy am separately. E don dey inside, na 2-in-1, and it's affordable. Secondly, all these things wey the raw materials don dey begin up. Na new technology multi-enzyme wey dem get.
The thing don suffer me.
And the good thing about their multi-enzyme be say e get phytates inside. So all the things wey you dey think about your broiler, say you dey look for their phosphorus, their calcium, no dey enough. The phytates don do am together.
Wow, my best don try finish. Maybe I go try their product soon.
You have to try am. And on their veterinary poultry drugs, the good thing be say they get the supplement, the Vitranol, wey get glucose along with am. So instead of buying glucose again, you don't need to buy glucose.
Now we dey buy, they go say we buy glucose, another one separate.
So as your body enter, just give them the Vitranol. The glucose will help their energy to boost.
Wow.
And the Vitranol force wey dem get, e get probiotics. Nobody get am for Nigeria.
Like say I don dey get interest for this Dubai wey you tell me now.
The good thing be say the thing dey dissolve well. So all of you wey you dey think say e go block your nipple, e no go block your nipple. Dissolve am in the water, you go get a
na water soluble.
Na water soluble you go get am.
Be like say this Dubai na ogbonge company dem dey o.
And another thing be say they get antitoxin. And the good thing about the antitoxin be say there is one wey me I like pass. They call am dry sulfur. It's an antibacterial and antibacterial. Exactly. Na 2-in-1.
I go try this Dubai product with that.
You just have to try it. They are the woman wey they get for market. They get levamisole, they get piperazine, they get ivermectin oral.
Thank you, my friend.
And the good thing about their antibiotics be say if you use them for brooding, most especially the one wey dem dey call ericonol, e get erythromycin, e get colistin.
My friend, I go bless you for this one wey dey yarn me. So I never know say I go get all this better product for Nigeria.
That is Dubai for you. For you to get them, you have to go to their branches.
Where their branches dey abeg?
E dey for their main branch dey for Ibadan, e dey for Abuja, e dey for Kano.
That means na all over Nigeria dem dey.
You get am and you have so many distributors around Nigeria.
Wow.
So anywhere, any shop where you get to, ask for any non-poultry product.
Really?
Na Dubai be that.
Na God go bless you, my friend. I must try their products.
You have to go now.
I dey go now, my friend.
I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
So that was Jubaili Agrotech. Thank you. We will now go to Amo Bing and the Amo group. The plenary session is starting shortly. Let's all stay tuned. But let's acknowledge our sponsors while we do that.
DSL is number one indigenous manufacturer of quality veterinary pharmaceuticals. We source raw materials from the best companies in Europe and Asia for the manufacturing, marketing, and sales of affordable, yet high quality veterinary pharmaceutical products, which comply with world best standards and are developed through extensive research, experience, and expertise. needs of the Nigerian poultry and livestock industry. While providing guaranteed cutting-edge veterinary pharmaceutical solutions, DSL Pharma aims at ensuring that all our stakeholders enjoy the full benefit of an unmatched technical support system, while being gainfully rewarded with value for every product used. We have a team of highly experienced professionals who are committed to providing quality products and services to farmers. Our products include Betadine, Diversipro, Cockstock, Amprodon 30, Leverstar, Gentilo, Divergen D, Disultrin, Divermec, Diva 20, Divertamine, amongst others. We are proudly Nigerian. We are DSL Pharma. Great quality, guaranteed solutions. Visit us at www.dslpharma.com or call 090-6683-0142.
Yeah, great.
Diversity Solutions Limited. Stressless efficiency. For a stressless, seamless, and profitable poultry management, maintaining strict biosecurity measures on your farm cannot be appreciated. At Diversity Solutions Limited, we don't just think biosecurity, we live biosecurity. With our broad spectrum biosecurity kits, which are Neodine, Viracid S, Terminator 3, Citramax, BioClean, Tetrasan, and Wildox, you can be sure that we stresslessly and efficiently keep your farm secure from all forms of viral, bacterial, fungal, or protozoal infections. To place an order for your biosecurity kit, call 0700-3483-7729. You can also visit us on www.diversitysolutions.com. Diversity Solutions Limited. Stressless efficiency.
Shout it, Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, 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 Noila. Empowerment for rural women and business for our youth. Enough protein for our children, whether or not they gonna the meat. Noila, not the real chicken. You fit rare, I'm anywhere. Strong, tough, sustainable, grow fast and available, lays egg dependable. Noila, 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 Noila. Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, Noila. Come on, give me my Noila, Noila. I love my Noila, Noila. I want to real Noila, Noila. I love my Noila, Noila. I want to eat Noila, Noila. Mo'wim na chokwa Noila, Noila. Kanduku nukuru Noila, Noila. Ahora mokukwa na pop Noila, Naya, Noila, Noila. Inanezan salmon Noila. Nimana soka Noila. Barana jiku cheka Noila, Noila, Noila. bá mi wá Noila tèmi, èmi náà mo fẹ́ Noila. Ẹ bá mi wá Noila tèmi, èmi náà mo fẹ́ Noila. Let me hear you say Noila. Let me hear you say Noila. Can I hear you say Noila? Can you shout to say Noila? Noila, 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 Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, Noila. Come on, shout it, Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, 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 Noila. Empowerment for rural women and business for our youth. Enough protein for our children, whether or not they gonna the meat. Noila not the real chicken, you fix rare I'm anywhere. Strong, tough, sustainable, grow fast and available. Lays egg, dependable. Noila, 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 Noila. Noila, Noila. Let me hear you say Noila, Noila. Come on, give me my Noila, Noila. I love my Noila, Noila. I want to rear Noila, Noila. I love my Noila, Noila. I want to eat Noila, Noila. Mo na chokwa Noila, kanduku nukuru Noila. Ahora mo kukwe na po Noila na ya. Noila, Noila. Inaneza nsamo Noila, ni mamna soka jen Noila.
Thank you. That was the AMO group with their advertisements. We are coasting home. Please call our members now. It's time that we want to start discussing. In a moment, we'll be discussing and talking about the resolutions that we want to make. And it will be good that our attendance is remarkable at the time that we are making resolutions for this, based on what we have heard today. So please call our members that this is the time that we need them to come online and join the plenary session. It's a very brief plenary session. All we want to do is to say, based on what we have heard, this is what we are going to do. Now, the adverts that you are looking at is that of CHI Farms Limited. CHI Farms, we say now we cover the whole of Nigeria for all your day-old chicks and other poultry inputs. That is CHI Farms Limited for you. They're a household name in the industry. CHI Farms needs no introduction. The message here is that there are also CHI Farms and Zoetis vaccines available. So we package all full range of attenuated and inactivated vaccines. So that's CHI Farms for you. And next, we also have CHI Farms and Zoetis. That's it there. And Zoetis vaccines. So the next company is Tonerite Limited. Can we have Tonerite now? Don't forget, let's continue to put our questions on the chat box. We are taking notes. We are harvesting your questions already. Tonerite Limited is introducing to us Agrimos. Agrimos is premium natural self-defense for your bird. It is to keep your birds foolproof Agrimos in poultry lowers mortality, improves vaccine response, improves feed conversion ratio, especially during the starter phase. It controls digestive disorders, helps to restore poor performance in poultry. And in these days of AMR, it reduces your need for antibiotics use and controls mycotoxins. Tonerite Limited is the company presenting to us today Agrimos for the control or for the boosting of natural self-defense in our body. The phone number there is okay, it's gone. That's all right. Then we also have Apple and Pears Limited. Apple and Pears Limited as our next advertiser. Apple and Pears Limited, Shagamu. Apple and Pears are the producers of high-pro concentrates, and their product is described as the best quality feed brand, affordable with high livability, aflatoxin-free, and with best performance in egg production, golden yellow yolk, longer egg shelf life, optimum weight in broiler production, tested and trusted raw material that will guarantee your profit. So Apple and Pear says to you, for healthy chicken, for optimum weight, and for more eggs, patronize Apple and Pear's company with high profits and concentrate. Their factory is based at Shagamu, near the Flower Gate, Shagamu Expressway, and then their distributors are all over the nation. So high profits and concentrates, that is premium quality for enhanced performance. Premium quality for enhanced performance. Thank you very much to all our sponsors. Once again, our sponsors are Agricare STD, FDH Agro, Jubilee, Tonerite, Amobing, CHI, and Apple and Pears. We thank you all for supporting Pan Oyo to make this happen. Thank you for making this happen. Now we say, please call all our members. If there is somebody near you, call them to join, that this is now the time for us to do the plenary session and to make resolutions that we are going to use at the end of this session. It's a pleasure now to hand over to Dr. Segun Makanjuola to lead us in the plenary session. So, Dr. Makanjuola, over to you, sir.
Hello, Mr. Larry. Sorry.
Great farmers. Great farmers.
Great nation.
Great farmers.
Great nation.
Great nation.
Great farmers.
Distinguished farmers, I want to believe we have been enjoying this webinar since it started 11:15.
Please, the A50 mic is on. Please, can you mute, please?
Yeah. 4 people have spoken to us. The chairman of Poultry Association of Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter, welcomed us all. And my boss, Dr. Adejoro Stephen Oluwole, spoke to us. Then the national president, Alhaji Ibrahim, Mr. Ibrahim Ezekiel, spoke to us. Finally, Dr. James Wageti. They have taken us through biosecurity as very important, especially in the happenings within the poultry industry now. Now we are at the plenary. Let me have your questions so that we throw it open and see how we can draw a conclusion that you can submit as communique. I have some questions here. How soon is it safe for birds to be replaced, having lost a previous batch to AI? If it is timing, the recommendation is 6 months. And in the course of the 6 months, there are a lot of things we have to do within and without the poultry house. Every biosecurity precautions must have been taken into consideration, especially the hygiene audit. When there is an outbreak of AI in a particular pen within a location, the global rule is 3 kilometers, 4 ways, that is not south, east, west. They must be touched so that we prevent reinfection. And in this course of the 6 months that we are going to rest, what we normally put there is resting the poultry pen and within the vicinity, all the poultry houses. So 6 months is the time that is safe. We always consider economy, but economy at this time can boomerang if we don't observe the 6 months. And I know by the time we continue, this issue of vaccination that has been raised, when accepted, then maybe the time may be shortened. I believe I've answered that person. Or do we have any contribution from the house?
No. Let's move.
Okay, let's move. Is it possible to be safe from diseases outbreak in farm settlements, especially when there is poor litter disposal? This is a congregate farming, and clustering is very dangerous to poultry, especially. When somebody says, is it possible to be safe? I know what is in your mind. What you have in your mind, you want me to give you a specific answer, yes or no. But I will tell you, in any congregate or clustering farming setup, these adverse occurrences we cannot but have once in a while. My answer is it is not safe. When we are talking of clustering or aggregate farming, people do different procedures at different times. When I'm vaccinating is when somebody is debeaking. When somebody is debeaking is when somebody is transferring. It even gets worse when we have different ages, not even only the litter disposition. Different ages come to congregate farming. That is why farm settlement is very, very assiduous to poultry farming. And we are even talking 2 farms beside themselves with only a fence in between them. They can't meet up the biosecurity demand. One that is older will definitely have birds that are upborn, they are carriers. They won't come down with the infection or the disease. But the new ones that are coming will definitely pick the virus or the bacteria and they come down. So as much as possible, I always tell people farm settlement is for starters. Everybody in the farm settlement should look for a way to get his own farm. We call it permanent farm site. When the design of the farm settlement was made, it was made with a position of all in, all out. The design in the 60s and the 70s, when the farm settlement were made, was that all of us will bring our birds in the same time, we will dispose them at the same time, but it has been abused. Some people will have 82 weeks old birds on the farm, and some are just bringing a day old birds to the farm. So as much as you are still in the farm settlement for now, I'm appealing, God helping us, have a vision to move out of the settlement to your permanent site. I hope I'm able to answer. Okay, let's move out. Stamping out without compensation is suicide. Should FG legalize vaccination. It is in our hand. It is in our hand. In fact, I was carried away by the presentation of Dr. Adejoro because he mentioned some critical areas. And the only addition I wanted to add to that is, how do we generate our specific antibody in Nigeria? Because vaccination, as much as it is good, if mismanaged, is more chaotic. It causes more harm. Then we should look into, it mentioned VOM. We should look into the functionality of our vaccine production plants. I'm not even happy that we are centralizing in VOM. No. I want to tell you, vaccination is the best way out, but only when managed properly. Yeah. The era of bringing strains that are not relevant to our environment is more dangerous. He mentioned something closely that we will look for strain. If when we fight the battle to get vaccine legalized, we will look for strains that will look more or less like the one we have here. Very good. But as much as we don't have the strains that are similar to us, we are going to aggravate that problem because we will generate more strains that are not going to be tackled. And the mutation, the mutability of the AI vaccine especially goes a long way to prolong the benefit of vaccination. I want to support that. Stamping out, Nigeria cannot compensate. Don't let us dismiss ourselves. Before the economy got worsened in the 2006, the people that were even qualified, how much were they even paid then? They were paying less than 1,000 naira, and they were not even paid. And it's not the figure. The operational lines of compensation is a rubbish. So I wouldn't recommend it. Nigeria will never do it. So we look out now. That's why we say in this plenary, we should take a decision. What do we want? If all of us say we want vaccination, then we begin to persuade and convince appropriate quarters so that we get vaccination. Then beyond getting vaccination approval, we want to work on generating vaccines from the strains that are peculiar to Nigeria. Let me be very frank with you. The little local vaccines that we have in Nigeria now protects our birds far better than the vaccines we import. I recommend some VOM vaccines, and we compare with some imported, even we say from the same client. India is related to Nigeria, Asia is related, and you still see further and more protection on the vaccines that are. So two things we should look at, not only getting a guarantee for vaccination is good, but look at what it's doing for us in Newcastle these days. Don't we vaccinate against Newcastle? Has he stopped Newcastle infection? But because the kind of strain is very, very necessary, we work on that.
I have submission. I have something to say on that.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I want to contribute on the issue of this AI vaccine.
Okay.
I think science has moved further on that. And okay. Before I start my presentation, there's what we call Vectomine AI vaccine being produced.
Okay, the non-live.
No,
okay.
But it's a Vectomine AI. They use the protein, not even the virus itself. They use the protein of the virus.
Okay.
That's common to all, not only with specific strain. They use the protein of the virus. I know in poultry, we have HVT and fowlpox. And these two viruses, they replicate throughout the life of the bird. So what they have done is that they now isolate protein F of AI and now and then insert into the DNA of HVT virus. So you now give that AI vaccine either at 18 days impregnated egg or day-old chicks. So
Okay,
as the HPT is replicating, is vaccinating the birds. So once they vaccinate that AI at the hatchery, there is no need for field vaccine. I think that's the current research, that's the current technology now. So the issue of mutation, all this, is no more. Science have taken over that one, and it's the same thing with Newcastle also. I think the SAFE also have developed vectomin, the same thing process they do for AI, just like Newcastle. Like in abroad now, nobody's using oil vaccine again, in live vaccine again. Nobody, even some African country, they don't use. There's this vectomin ND. They also isolate protein F. Protein F is the what's common to all Newcastle. What is lotogenic, mesogenic, vetogenic? Protein F is the one that's common to all Newcastle. So they now isolate protein F of Newcastle and inside in the DNA of HVT virus. So those vaccines also given a day old. So with that vaccine, throughout the vaccine, you will not even forget about it. And even that vaccine, we even well, I don't want to mention some name for that Newcastle, and they don't have ND. So I think we shall, as some even Cameroon, they're using. I've been to Cameroon, some of the farm they are giving that vectomin, not kill vaccine or live vaccine, but vectorize. Science moving out from kill or live vaccine to vectorize. So we shall look at that into that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wageti. Yeah. On that note, it means there's going to be a combination of three things.
Yes.
This newly designed vaccine will take care of the vaccine. Then there is a need for education.
Yes.
The Nigerian poultry farmers that I know, they either underdose or overdose.
That's it.
That you are giving a vaccine at day one. Some people don't believe it ends at day one. Let's go to Marex. The Marex vaccination that is taken at the hatchery, people still come to their own farm and repeat at a particular time.
Thank God my Oga, I think the pan, in fact, a lot of things are going wrong in the industry.
In the use of vaccine, a lot of things are very wrong.
Let me tell you why farmers are giving repeat vaccine, because the problem also for the hatchery, I can tell you authoritatively, because this HVT and response, this vaccine are kept on the nitrogen minus 195 degrees centigrade. And this vaccine, the rule is that all over the world that, you have to toy it, you have to remove it from the dewar, toy it and mix. That toy, you have to remove it because it's shocked. It's minus 195 degrees centigrade. You now remove it, toy it in warm water, then mix it. That one take less than 90 seconds. But I can tell you, they actually, sometimes 30 minutes are still mixing. So at the end of the day, they are giving dead virus. And Marex vaccine is still associated. So it's the problem that if there's a proper audit, even the bank are put. I even told, my boss, I even told some PAN members, some states that I can, on my own, even check myself of this hatchery. Even the day old they are giving to farmers. They know that day old is bad, but they still give to farmers. I have a client, I'm on the platform, they collect Burella, they weigh the Burella 36 gram. It started from about 40 to 45. So why?
Burella 36 grams.
Yes. So there's a problem. If you give me the old chicks now, and that's why I'm training veterinarian on that. I took it upon myself so that veterinarian can help other farmers. I've been to because if you give me the old chicks now, give me the old chicks today, I can tell you what went wrong in the incubation. I can tell you the age of the parent stock.
Sure. So thank you, Dr. Wageti. Let me now conclude that area by saying 5 things are critical here.
Yes, sir.
We combine vaccination with good biosecurity, and for consultants and PAN and the veterinarians and the animal scientists, there must be education.
Exactly.
Education. And one thing that is lacking, that is making all these things show that we are not serious, is no regulation. Maybe I want to employ both PAN, national, thank God our national president and national officials are on the platform. We need to regulate, especially the hatchery. It's the foundation. Now, when we are doing regulation, there must be monitoring and evaluation without corruption. Let me be very frank with you. If you are giving us less weight birds at day old, those birds cannot perform. It is very clear. But because what is making them not to eat the expected weight at day old will not make them to meet the expected weight at whatever age. So regulation is lacking seriously. In fact, that is why we are having substandard drugs, some standard medication. So on this note of we are adopting vaccination by international and global standard, we have to combine, because you mentioned in your presentation that even if you use the best of medication, best vaccine, and the biosecurity is not there, that is nothing. So it's a combination now that we will be working on. And the regulation must even be to the pan-national and state pan should look at how do we set up a poultry farm? There must be standard operating procedure for certain farms. That is when we will come out of this problem. People just believe if you get money, you can start poultry farming. No, it goes beyond money. If our money can be number 5 or number 6 out of about 14, 15 stipulated regulatory centers. So let's work on, if you want to bring in vaccine to whatever, biosecurity must be assured. There must be education of appropriate dosing. People feel every drug, every vaccine should be overdosed because they have lost trust, but it causes a lot of havoc. So, and regulation, national pan should please look into the possibility of regulating all the operations within the poultry industry so that we don't have ourselves to blame for non-regulation. I think, do we stop on that for now? Okay. The next question say, how do we get rid of cobwebs without disturbing the birds? Dr. Wageti was talking of farm planning. And let me be very frank with you. Some of us that have worked in this industry for maybe a few years, we have noticed that most of the farms, he was saying 80%. I can tell you 95% of the farms in Nigeria, across Nigeria, the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, they don't have plan. Not 80. It's over 90% that they don't have plan. What are the plans I'm talking about? Immediately you are getting your land. What and what do you put where and where? That is where planning starts. Now, the issue of this cobweb, if it is part of our regulation, our standard operating procedure, that we clean our nets and the roof every day. Farms that do it, you don't even see any trace of cobweb. And it's not a disturbance to the attendants that want to do it. They are always enthusiastic to do it because they do it routinely. There are procedures you carry out on the farm every day. One of them should be cleaning of net and roofs. And in such farms, you can sit in the pen house and take your lunch. But in a situation that we allow the cobwebs to now gather, some people will say we clean every week. Some people clean every 2 weeks. Some people clean one in a month. No, that is not it. There is no way you have the bulk of the cobwebs that has gathered a lot of microbes, and you now want to begin to get rid of it. It will definitely disturb. But for the people that already have it, how do you do it already now? Just get a foam, cut foams into pieces, soak it in water, around anything from 6:37, when the birds are already resting, you can clean up the already accumulated cobwebs. But don't allow it to accumulate any further by doing daily cleaning. Cleaning of nets and roof and even the whole pen house is a daily operation. It's not a weekly operation. It's not a bi-weekly or month. It's a daily. And how do we engage our attendants? How many minutes do they use to serve feed? How many minutes do they use to pick eggs? These are the major things some of them do. How many minutes do they use to clean the litters? But in the remaining hours, the schedule should include, they should take cleaning of webs, of the cobwebs within the pen house, even the surroundings, as part of the daily routine. Then we maximize their use. You may need to pay them well. so that they will not be lazy in doing it, but it's the best. Because if you allow it to accumulate, it will block ventilation, it will harbor microbes, and all these things have their own negative effects on our poultry operation. So presently, if you want to clean the webs that have been accumulated, just soak your foam inside water and use it just to do that. Don't use any fan or whatever for now. It will cause respiratory diseases. But when it is water, the foam soaked in water, then those dust will be absorbed and they will not spread around. I hope I've been able to settle that.
Let me add something, my boss.
Okay.
What I observe on that issue also is that I think the problem is from we, the farmers, the way we take our business and the workers. I think that's what the issue is. So what I will suggest and what we are doing on our farm is that when you employ an attendant, please let him go for training on the farm first.
Beautiful.
There should be training at least for 1 week before you intervene. Because for me, feeding birds and collect of egg is secondary. The primary task is that doing the work. And also, I don't talk verbally. Don't give instruction verbally. If you do that, you forget about it. So after the training, what are the schedules of work on the farm?
Yes.
We have like our farm now, we have schedule when sweeping of floor is every day. Checking of mortality, morning, afternoon, evening is there. Picture of it is automatic. Then cleaning of cobweb, like our farm, is once in a week. Whether there's cobweb or no cobweb, must clean.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Cleaning of water lines is once in a week. Is there stated? Yes. Washing of tank is stated. So now you put it in writing. When you put it in writing, he will sign. You will sign, and there's also a punishment measure that you put under that. If one of these you default in one, you may forgot 1 or 2 of your salary, 2 days or 1 day salary. They will stick time. But if you employ somebody, it just that you have all this. In fact, sir, need to go to most farm. You'll be surprised that you even see attendants in the pen with the earphone. Listen to music.
Of course. See them, when they don't have anything to do.
You see them with handset inside pen. That farm is not a farm, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. You see, even beyond a signed document, these operations, like we always see in serious manufacturing organization, this operation should be hung somewhere where all attendants, all supervisors, all managers, they will be able to see what they are supposed to do every day. In that wise, when the attendants are well occupied, they don't have time to be lazing about. In fact, this issue of P-free that is very common on the farm is because those people have time, and I do hand now, So let's, like I've said, training is a prerequisite to doing anything, from the MD to the cleaner. Everybody that wants to work on the farm must attend poultry training. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because of our time, thank you very much, Dr. Makonjola. Because of our time, we have to hurry to roll to a close now. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, Oga. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Now, particularly our leaders and our resource persons.
We can't hear you again. We can't hear you, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Particularly our resource persons and our leaders. In terms of points, we have said here that improved biosecurity, vaccination, with a rider that we are not dealing with live or killed vaccines, but with vector or then education and improvement of regulation. So do we agree that this should form the kernel of the position of PAN Oyo in the course of communicating the outcome of this meeting to higher authorities?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So our chairman is saying that so this position can then be channeled to the national PAN, since we have been
those are the ways to go.
Since we have been privileged that even our national president is part of today's discussion, national can even take it from our hands and escalate to higher places. Is the national president still with us?
Yes. Is it there?
Let's allow you to weigh in, sir. Yes, sir. Can we have your commitment to that? If we do the write-up, we can hand it over to you, sir. Our president, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, all.
Thank you,
More
sir.
especially people that are patient enough to wait to hear this in-depth knowledge. I've been with you from beginning to the end.
Thank you, sir.
The whole purpose is to have a grasp.
Mm.
And believe you me, with immediate effect, I will be expecting this report, and I will try to see the possibility within the next 1 month or two to call for a stakeholder meeting so that we elaborate more and concretize our position and make presentation to the government. It's very urgent, it's very timely. We have to do it to save the industry. Saving the industry is saving Nigeria to my people.
Thank you so very much, sir. I think that deserves quite some round of applause, truly.
Yes, so we appreciate him, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And
Thank
so on that note, because of our time, we can conclude.
This can I chip in? Can I chip in?
Yes, sir.
Can I chip in?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I think it will be very premature for us here at this stage to start to talk about what kind of vaccine. We should just stop at vaccination. And there are technical experts that will see deliberate on what kind of vaccine.
Okay.
So we are adopting vaccination as a mixed strategy.
Okay.
The kind of vaccination we are adopting as a mixed strategy with high tech involved and other places can brainstorm on that, so that we don't look as if we are tailoring the kind of vaccine to a particular product. No, I don't have a product. But I think vaccination is the word. So that we should just present. Then look at high-tech people involved in other universities. We now brainstorm together and recommend to Nigeria what kind of vaccine that we should use. That's my position.
Does that sound good to us?
That's my position.
I am asking the other leaders in the house.
It's very good, but sometimes some of these people, by the time they will now come with, I agree with what my boss, my mentor says, but sometimes we need to bring in some maybe examples so that they will know, because everybody talk about AI now in government or even our professionals, they will say mutation, that's the issue. That's why they're hiding on it. But that science has gone beyond that level. Maybe we just mention that.
Dr. Yediji, I can see your hand. Okay. Let's allow you to talk. Dr. Yediji, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Dr. Yediji was the, should I call him the father of the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science.
That's the boss.
Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
Thank you very much.
You have the floor,
I just
sir.
want to add. I just want to add to what my good friend said, Dr. Adejoro. I think we will need a larger stakeholders engagement as we are taking the position now. Now, to take that position higher, to now conclude, will definitely require a large stakeholder engagement meeting where all shades of opinions will come in, and then a final decision will be taken. I really commend all the speakers and all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can see the national president's hand. Do you want to speak, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I see a hand up. The name on it is Ezekiel.
Yes, he's the one.
Do you want to say something, sir?
To speak. Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, that is why I said I need to support the report of this meeting. Then we could, for stakeholders, and elaborate more so that we can get a position. What I mean here, all those that have spoken today, we get some expert also indicate where they can keep the way forward. Having this stakeholders meeting, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, we are going to invite the Federal Ministry of Trade and Industry. We'll invite the presidency. We'll invite the Central Bank of Nigeria, and we'll invite the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I believe all this group of people and some other relevant agencies that are here, like the FAO and all the rest intervention agencies, let us have a unique solution, Nigerian solution to Nigeria's problem. So I think that's my take on it. That's why your report will form a basis for us to enlarge the forum. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. We promised that we will close at 2 o'clock at the latest, and it's past 2 o'clock already. Before we close, let me say that if you've been following us, you would notice that myself, Dr. Makanjuola, and our chairman, our voices have been filtering into one another because some of our friends have made facility available for us to be able to do this from the same location. If you watch the background, we have almost the same background behind us. So we do not want to stretch that hospitality beyond limit. So please allow us to close and administratively prepare the communique and circulate. The video of the program this webinar is recorded. The video will be shared to members, and perhaps you are not a member, but you want to have a copy of the video. The phone number to call is 080-7574-1025. 080-7574-1025. I will type it in the chat box in a moment. So and those who want to join also, just contact that phone number 08075741025. So I've typed it into the chat box now. Let's take a vote of thanks. Okay. The chairman has given me permission to do the vote of thanks to save time. So on behalf of the Poultry Association of Nigeria, Oyo State, let me start first of all by thanking our national president for creating time to be with us throughout this event. Despite his busy schedule, I was watching out to be able to say that we thank our president and we let us excuse. And I noticed that throughout he did not need excuse. You stayed with us, Mr. Ezekiel Ibrahim. We thank you very much for joining us from that long distance. We appreciate you. Our resource persons for the day, the evergreen Dr. Stephen Adejoro. Thank you very much for availing us of your knowledge. And Yoruba will say, Agba oni tan lorile o, ẹpẹ́ fún wa o. It was very refreshing hearing you remind us about 2006. So thank you very much. We appreciate. Dr. James Wageti. Okay, you too, you will grow old though.
Amen.
Amen.
You will live long.
Amen.
Amen.
We appreciate you, and whatever heights you have reached today, it will be the beginning of achievement.
Amen.
By the grace of God. We appreciate you. Dr. Sheguma Kanjuola, our plenary session leader, we thank you very much. I don't know whether to call you old or young. In between. we thank you very much. May the Lord continue to enrich and empower you. We are grateful. And then all of you who have joined us on this call, the over 120, almost 150 members, some were coming in and others were joining, that have been with us. We appreciate everyone. And to the leadership of PAN Oyo State, the state chairman, the state secretary, all the executive members, and then our admin officer who had done all the legwork to make this happen. A big thank you to all of you. May the Lord continue to bless you all. And as we say, great farmers, great nation.
We thank you too, sir. You anchored the program perfectly, sir.
It was a well anchored program. Thank you.
Yes. And
one bowl of asun for you, sir.
Thank you so much. And
one bowl of asun for you, sir.
Our IT consultant who has refused to be named, the Poultry Association knows him, and we thank him. He has hosted us in his office. We've been inside AC. You can notice that none of us is sweating. We've enjoyed the hospitality. This webinar was done with full logistic support from his office, but he prefers to be anonymous. So on behalf of the association, we thank him. So thank you, everybody. So we will leave thank you. So we will leave the platform open so that we can have some socials. Everybody will unmute everybody, put on your videos so that we can see your faces and we can greet one another for a few minutes before we all start to exit. So the webinar has come to an end, but let's have a few minutes for socials. Let's unmute everybody.
Hello, wish you welcome regards. It was a fun and a very enlightening
Great program.
Thank you very much. Grace and mercy.
From London.
Well done.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Well done,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you, sir.
Mr. Wageti, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, man.
Dr. Adejoro, thank you.
Many people are submarine
Dr.
here.
Ifemade.
The questions are really. Thank you for forgetting your brother.
Dr. Kolade, well done.
Afamade, how are you?
Ifemade.
Well done.
Dr. Kolade, well done.
Tunde Afamade, how are you?
Dr. Wageti, well done.
Thank you.
My president, how are you, sir?
You've been